What does music mean to you?
It's like a really hard question.
It can be like anything.
I try to spend most of my day in music because it's the time that I am either singing or just dancing around my room or listening to the radio or somehow being involved in music. That's when I am happiest, and that's when I'm able to put show my emotions, because I have a lot of trouble. I'm a very reserved person. I have a lot of trouble showing my emotions, and so I feel the way that I'm most able to do that is through music. So that's why music is my favorite thing.
Life.
Whenever I'm down, I seem to music always brings you back up no matter what. Music is always there for me, and I think if all else fails, music is always going to be there.
Music, too broad to define, but too common to expand. The very heartbeat of the human existence. A universal language that hits us in a striking way, making life seem either at ease, or passionate, or electric, or dark, or maybe all of those, because music can make us feel. It's apparent that throughout all history, and especially today, music is a huge part of our lives. Whether you dance to it, or play it, or mix it, or just jam out to it in the car, music affects us. To quote the also famous Zac Efron,
"Why am I feeling so wrong? My head's in the game, but my heart's in the song."
he is partially right that yes, the game could be going on in his head, but music does more than just affect our soul. The reason that music moves so many people is that it affects our minds and our brains, the very matter of what makes us who we are. Throughout many complicated processes, music can make us remember everything, but can also help us forget and get lost in the melody. To understand how the magic of music fully happens, we must understand the basics of how we hear and a little bit of how the brain works.
Our bodies have the remarkable capacity to not only process sounds, but also the pitch of the sound. According to Dr. David Corey from Harvard Medical School, sound is taken in by the outer ear and is channeled to the eardrum. This sound makes the eardrum vibrate, and this vibration carries to the inner ear, specifically the cochlea. The cochlea's microscopic hairs convert the vibrations into electrical signals that our bodies can understand, thus communicating the sound that we heard.
Although the brain has been studied for thousands of years, we are still not exactly sure of how it is capable of doing all that it does. However, scientists have determined a way to divide it into sections to better understand it. There are three main sections. If this is our brain, we have the hindbrain, the midbrain, and the cerebral cortex. The cerebral cortex is divided further from there. We have this as our brain from the top, or the cerebral cortex from the top. Scientists have divided it into two hemispheres, the right hemisphere and the left hemisphere, or left-right, either one. The left hemisphere thinks about things analytically, or verbal and mathematical manners. The right thinks about things that are more creative and intuitive and imagining. The right takes care of our imagination for us. The crazy thing about music is that it combines both the left and the right hemispheres together and makes it think together. This is one of the few things that does this for the left and the right side of the brain. Many manners or things that we do in our life, the left side of the brain does one of it and then communicates it to the right, but it's rare that they actually do it together and communicate together. When it communicates back and forth, memories are then activated more often, which is why we remember so many things when we listen to music. From there, the brain is divided into four main sections. The occipital lobe gives us vision and perception. Next to it, the temporal lobe gives us hearing, language, and memory. The largest lobe is the frontal lobe, which is responsible for movement, problem solving, and concentration. Lastly, the parental lobe deals with things that have to do with language, senses, and attention. The temporal lobe deals a lot with how we do with music because it contains the hippocampus. The hippocampus is what deals with our memories. It decides what senses and feelings we have in our bodies and decides whether they are important enough to make memories. Then they make the memories and send it off to different aspects of the brain. Music has an impact on us throughout our lives. From the womb to elder age, music helps our brains develop.
Daddy's gonna play them a little song while they're eating their peas.
You guys ready?
to all ages, and in the first few years on Earth, music can greatly help our brains to develop. According to Nikki Swamishnil, in her article, Babies Exposed to Music End Up Smarter, listening to music, especially classical music, can activate the brain, causing improvement in attention rates, memory development, and language skills. The real miracle of how music can affect our brain and ourselves is shown when it comes to other people suffering from memory-oriented diseases. In the documentary Alive Inside, narrated and written by neurologist Dr. Oliver Sacks, it proves this. Sacks explained that music activates more of the brain and more emotions than most things in other people's lives, especially if they live in a nursing home. This is shown in the many interviews throughout the documentary, but especially in the interview with Henry, a man suffering from Alzheimer's disease and dementia.
We first see Henry inert, maybe depressed, unresponsive, and almost unalive. Then he is given an iPod containing, we know, his favorite music, and immediately he lights up. His face assumes expression, his eyes open wide, he starts to sing, to rock, and to move his arms, and he's being animated by the music.